Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today. Brian Nato and Samantha Perry with you as we kick off a huge weekend at Gulfstream Park. You can see the fast main track, the firm turf course, Tapeta as well. It is a beautiful day out here. We hope to see you out here. Come on out, enjoy some happy hour, enjoy a good 9-race card as well. And as I hinted at it, tomorrow is Holy Bull Day. The Pegasus is in our rearview mirror, and what a weekend and what a Saturday that was. But no rest for the weary here. The path to the Curlin Florida Derby really gets going tomorrow.
It does, and it's such an exciting time that you can just kind of feel it in the air. And just the 3-year-olds in general on the center stage tomorrow, and excited because these are our future stars.
That's exactly right, and front and center is Fierceness. The 2-year-old champion of last year will make his 3-year-old debut in the Holy Bull, the finale. Thank you, guys. You can see 5 stakes for 3-year-olds. 4 of them are graded. The Swale, which is not graded, that historic 7-furlong race that we have here, is a tremendous renewal as well. So just a lot to look forward to. We've got some videos out there. We filmed a Pick 5 preview, both of us. That's going to be a massive pool tomorrow. But before we get there, of course, we paid that Rainbow Six on Sunday, and we've got that going on in race 4 today. And that estimated pool, that estimation was spot on yesterday at 100, and it's going to grow quickly. Look at that, already up to $1.75 after just 2 racing days, and they're going to fire hard on this today. So get involved there, and we're happy to have you aboard. But of course, the early Pick 5 kicks off in the opener, just about 52 minutes to post, and we'll take a quick look at my ticket now. And this will be a very large pool as well. I've got a $30 ticket. We'll go 3 deep in the opener. You can see the single there, Refuel for Todd Pletcher, a firster for Vinny Viola and Mike Rapoli in race number 3. That's the big spread for me. I go to No Fake, the 2. I just had no real opinion in that race. I'm using 5 of the 6 of them. Another spread in race 4 with the 6 James Gang on top for Sandino Hernandez. And my best bet of the day is in race number 5, and that is the 10. Looks Lucky to me. 2-1 on the morning line off the claim. A trip last time that we will show you, and that's a $30 ticket. Not a lot of scratches or changes on the card today. We like that. Pete will be upstairs to walk you through them, but as I said, not much going on here. The opener is 5 furlongs on the Tapeta. These are 12-5 maiden claimers, 3-year-olds. We have a scratch of the 7, a horse with no name, and the 5, Hechicero, is a gelding, so take note of that. And we'll start with you, Samantha, on the 2, Builder Jack, who got to the Tapeta last time and got added Lasix to and woke up.
Yeah, that helped a lot as well. And I just feel like Antonio Sano, this is a barn that he kind of just races him into fitness and in experience, and he's just one that I feel like is trending the right direction. To me, our top 3 horses, as you can see, I feel like not a lot separates them, so there's that.
Maybe I'm trying to get clever. I don't know. The 5, as I had said, is an announced first-time gelding. I like that even more. I just kind of feel, Samantha, this horse is live. Eniel Cordero has run live horses off trainer changes. The 5, Hechicero, has Paco. We haven't seen him since July. A couple of these works are pretty snappy, though.
Yeah, they are. Blinkers go on, too. Lasix goes on. A lot of changes happening, and I can imagine this horse will aggressively put into place.
Yeah, now this horse is 5-2 on the morning line. Just tab this tote as we get to post. This is not the type of horse you want to see up there at 7 or 8-1.
No, good to see he's taking early.
Yeah, I mean, it's real early, but you don't want to see this horse for connections that typically get bet. Paco as well, Lasix and Blinkers. If this horse is icy on the board, I think that's very significant and important. The 1 is Breezer down inside, debuting for Jose D'Angelo. Listen, they paid $1.65 for this horse. Here he is for 12.5 on debut.
Yeah, and let's show a stat here with this that you found, because this is a barn that Tapeta sprints at Gulfstream with IRAD. This is very impressive, but one thing about this statistic is maybe if you put it on first-time starters, it would have changed a bit here. I saw the work on January 26th, and he was kind of all out to go 51-3. That's not a very good sign. I worry about his snappiness.
Yeah. Now, let's just be perfectly honest. They're not trying to put anything over on anybody here. This horse this is the level where he's supposed to be. Maybe that's enough today, but there are reasons in flags to say, well, be careful a little bit here, especially at what's going to be a very short price. Early pick 4 here in race number 2. It also kicks off the Tropical Turf pick 3. We're 5 furlongs on the turf in this maiden special weight for the 3-year-olds here. This could be a solid group. I'll just tweet out the early pick 4, but she's got Samantha, the Tropical Turf pick 3 we can take a look at now. This is, we say it time and time again, this is a really good bet to get involved with.
It is. I lost my best bet today that was in race 8, so I had to rework this. This is just a suggested play. We'll get to this race in just a second. You see there, race 5. I'm just going too deep, and in my rework of my ticket here, I knocked some horses off this. I've got my long shot, that's the 7, and I've got the 10, looks lucky to me. And in race 8, this is where I lost my best bet, so I don't have any strong opinion in this race. I do scratch into the 4, Busy Morning, but again, this race completely, the trajectory changed completely for me in this spot now. So not overly confident, but I'm confident enough in this second race at least.
Queen Karina is that horse that Samantha said is coming out of there, and I had that one firmly in the mix as well. Let's get to race 2 though now. Few different things going on in here, and you're going to go towards the outside with the 8. Again, we're 5 furlongs sprinting here for maiden special weights. Bourbon Boss getting back to the turf and chased a good one, 2 back, Silent Heart for Brian Lynch.
Yeah, he did, and I liked that race. He made a little bit of a move down the lane, which is good to see some life with him. And then the Tapeta effort, it was just a day where it was rainy, obviously, because we were off the grass. It was like very speed favoring. This horse, I feel like, can sit a nice little pocket trip here. I'm not. He is what he is. In my notes, I put he just kind of looked a little bit on the cheaper side, and I don't mean that in a bad way at all. I just mean that he, if we don't see him getting it done here, I almost wonder if they might drop him.
Well, I mean, he ran twice in restricted races at Churchill. He had a tough go of it last time. He was flow aided because the top 2 ran around the track together, but he was taking the worst of it the entire time as the inside speed. Let's bring up the work for Refuel. This is on the 20th here, working in company with Donegal Freedom, who was only 6th on debut, not much. I thought the outside horse is all out to keep up. I thought this was a pretty darn good work, Samantha. This is Refuel. The dam is quick flip. You can see Donegal, who's not much. I thought this was pretty good.
Yeah, it was, and you see he's got that higher knee action here. He broke well from the gate. Obviously, like you said, he's not working with anything much, but he did it in a good way. The rail can be a little bit tricky at Palm Beach Downs, and I mean that in a sense of it's a little bit harder to get over, I feel like. And you could tell that day that the track was very chewed up. It looked like they had been, breezing on it all morning, and which they probably had. So it's a good sign, and I like this year Todd Pletcher. I feel like more than last year, these gate breezes have been a bit more serious and more kind of with intent. Maybe?
Yeah, you've mentioned that many times, and I tend to agree with that, and we've seen it play out. I mean, he's won with several first-time starters. Maybe dirt's in this pedigree. It's an odd spot, right?
Right.
The dam was 3 for 8, but she won her first 3 starts. She was 0 for 2 on turf. This is a half brother to Following Sea, who was a multiple graded stakes winner, was 3rd in the Breeders' Cup Sprint. Big dirt runner. So maybe the main track is in the future, and Todd just needs to get him started. But I got a feeling this horse can run a little bit, and we'll see that today. Down on the inside, Test Factor is a massive fade for me today. Couldn't get it done at 30 cents on the dollar, 70 cents on the dollar, and now he's trying turf. I mean, no.
I get what you mean. I understand it completely. He's kind of had his chance, but he's trying something for the first time here.
And he's fast.
He's fast, and you will expect Irad to send here.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about that. Another underlaid price in the offing. Race number 3, we go $170 on the Tapeta here. It's a starter optional claimer. 3-year-old fillies going at it. It's a very competitive field of 6. You can see it on the morning line. You can see it on the past performances. Nobody in here stands out, but with that being said, I kind of feel like there's a reason we both land on the same horse who is a newcomer and who's stretching out, and I don't think either of those things in this group are a bad thing.
No, not at all. And No Fake is a horse that on debut here, he drew an impossible post and galloped out huge. Then he came back and won impressively. And it's almost like he just starts getting going about midway through the lane, about the 8th pole. So I feel like this stretch out for him is going to just hit him right between the eyes.
Yeah, I mean, he's by Yoshida out of a Scat Daddy mare. And, Scat Daddy won the 9 furlong curling Florida Derby here back in the day, so this is a 2-term pedigree through and through. Red Sundress, Singing Sandra, and none of this, none of that, all tangled last time. We'll show you what happened. It was Red Sundress at 7.5 to 1. This is a weird race. You got a runoff horse here, and that always kind of puts all the other jockeys under pressure a little bit. I will say this: Red Sundress made first run in this race and held, and she was a square price in this spot.
Yeah.
I thought it was a pretty good effort, but I'm going to go back to what you always say about the Tapeta. Whose turn could it be today? Because none of these horses are overly inspiring to me.
No, and the thing about Red Sundress is she got to the Tapeta 2 turns and just absolutely aired out the field. Then I think you did too. I came back to her again in that next race, and the horses that she just put away last time out, she was whooped on 2 starts before. So it's just, I don't know. It's so
hit or miss.
Yeah, and it's hard to trust that. Singing Sandra, though, for me, I didn't. She flattened out pretty.
She did. Yeah. She's the 5th. She's on my ticket, but she's the 5th horse for me. To be fair, though, to Red Sundress, you saw where we cut that replay. It certainly didn't look like she was going to win the race, and she did gut it out.
She did. Yep, she did. You got to give her some credit for that.
Yeah, unfortunately, if you like her, if you didn't get her at 7.5 to 1 last time, that's gone today. She's the only 2-time winner in the field. We talk about that a lot. It is a significant big deal. I don't think there's any doubt about it. Okay, 3 down, 6 to go. When we come back, it's Rainbow Time. 175, already up to $1.75 in that estimated pool today. Stay tuned, and we'll have a ticket when we come back.
And they're off.
New DRF All Access Past Performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access Past Performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
And welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian and Samantha with you on a beautiful Friday here. Hope to see you out here. It's Holy Bowl weekend as well. What a card. You better be out here tomorrow. 12-pack tomorrow. What a card. It's bourbon and barbecue as well. So there's a lot of excitement here.
Yep.
And Rainbow Six brings a lot of excitement as well. And we're already up to $175,000 in that estimated pot. And again, it was spot on yesterday. I expect it to be there again today. We'll take a quick look at my ticket here. And 57.60 for me. 4 deep. We talked about these first 2 legs already. In race number 6, the top pick is the 5, Jigsaw. Much better post for Jigsaw today. Race 7 is the 7, and that is El Chateau. In race number 8, this is my long shot today. It's the 5, Delta Charm. Back on the turf here. And in race number 9, the top pick is the 3 in there, Entendre, for Carlos David, a horse that ran very, very well on debut at a surprising 7 to 1. We will not get that today. There it is, 57.60. Get back to this opening leg here, and you can see I'm spreading here. 6 furlongs on a fast main track, 4 and up, which have never won 2. The tag is 16. We do scratch the long shot. The 4, Lazzaroni, is out of here, and good television here, right in a row for us. James Gang on top. I admittedly have missed the boat a few times for Sandino Hernandez, and we seemingly play him every time.
We do, yeah.
I got a feeling this horse will fire today.
Yeah, I think so too. It's a big drop in class. I get the layoff lines are a bit spotty here, but still, this is a horse that he's got back class that fits with this field here, the 6 furlongs. He's just right back on the dirt. And who's he going to worry about? Smokin' Bo? He's better than Smokin' Bo.
Yeah, the only worry is, this is a very, very sharp barn, and this horse at 5-2, by the way, didn't run at all last time. Main man Amicio gets aboard. They're 5 for 10 together. That's a
good.
positive. I think getting off the rail is a positive too. But you probably take all the worst of it on James Gang if he's around this price because you just don't really know where his form is.
Exactly.
Scaramanga, the 5. We'll take a look at a stat. We're going off the claim here for Carlos David. Just missed last time. 32% off the claim in dirt sprints here the past 5 years. I love this move, by the way. He's going to claim for 62.50. We're going to double in class off a loss. Very confident move.
It is, and not only that, it's just it's strategic, I feel like, because it's probably not that they would have run him probably for 62.50, but this is the race that came up here, and boom, just jam him in.
And Carlos David knows what he's doing. And he knows how to read a book, and he's going to know this race is not going to come up all that strong. You just can't play Smokin' Bo. I'm sorry. He's 1 for 17 with 8 seconds.
I will say this. I like the fact that Junior Alvarado's getting aboard.
It's great. And we like Junior, and he's dropping in class, and he's never been in against a group like this. But you said it the other day, might even have been yesterday, these are pack animals. When you've met the starter 17 times and 8 of them you've run second.
You get a little bit of a habit.
Yeah, you get a little bit of habit, and if he wins, he's going to pay about $7, and that's just the risk reward is just simply not there. Late pick 5 kicks off in race number 5 here. We're 7.5 on the turf, $25,000 maiden claimers here. We do have a scratch of the 6. Procrastinate is out of this race. Samantha is on late pick 5 duty, and we'll take a look at that right now.
Yeah, and again, this was a bit of a rework for me. Now race 8 is a lot trickier. Race 6, though, I do have the 4 on top, Always Away. Race number 7, just too deep for me. Our Legal Tenders, who I've got on top, though, and I also have Bingo was his name, who was impressive. Now, this was a race that I did cut down a bit. I originally had it a couple more in there. Race 8, I lost the 1 of Queen Karima. That was my best bet. So, to me, it kind of is a much more spread race, and I changed this. This was the biggest thing for me. I just went and singled Entendre. Originally, I was 4 deep here. I'm not going to try to get crafty in this spot. I think he's just going to improve off of this race that he came in with very little works upon and hopefully be a winner circle. Hopefully get here. If I get there, I feel pretty confident.
Yeah, $36. I like it. The whole complexion of race 8 changes with the
Big
scratch.
time,
My long shot's in there, and that's certainly not going to be the case anymore. The flow of the race gets affected as well. We'll get to it in a little bit, though. But let's just start off with Spirit of Victory and Looks Lucky to Me, who went at it last time. The 10 is my best bet of the day in here. So let's just show that replay, guys. And Looks Lucky to Me, who is the 8 here, and you can see in the 2 path now, Spirit of Victory has a very clean trip, and you're going to see Looks Lucky to Me has anything but that in about a deep stretch here, mid-stretch.
Yeah. And also, right there. Oop, not going to go there. And this is a horse that the jock kind of fought with the whole time.
Right.
Instead of just letting him go. Skinny Cosmo was the pace setter that day. Skinny Cosmo came back in a very weird fashion to win again. We'll see him again, or her, pardon me, again on Sunday. But yeah, Looks Lucky to Me just looks like a winner here.
Yeah, I mean that's the cut and dried of it, because Spirit of Victory, I don't know, maybe she didn't want to come through on the inside, but that's a trip. If you talk to any jockey or trainer, they want every single time on the turf.
Yeah.
She had nothing to offer, so
Right.
I have to believe that Looks Lucky to Me at a short number. And this is no disrespect to Ivan Pimentel Jr., does a pretty good job.
Right.
Paco's getting aboard today, and it is the old go time angle for Looks Lucky to Me. Let's get to race 6 now. We'll go 7 furlongs on a fast main track. Scratch out the 3, whatever will be, who was going to take money in this spot, so that's unfortunate. You have the 4, always did have the 4?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Always Away for you. Mike McDonald has a win already at the championship meet.
Yeah, let's show the replay of this race here, because Natural Star won the race. It was a sloppy track day. I was against Natural Star last time out. I know you liked him. I think he's
came back and ran a 61. He bettered what he did last time. I looked it up. He didn't win. I think he ran third, but he was okay.
He was okay. So here's Jigsaw, who you like, and I think his hand was a bit forced here. Always Away. He galloped out past the winner here. He had his head turned at the start, just didn't. There he is. Thanks, guys. Lost all chance at the break, really. And he ran on very well, which I feel like was hard to do. Jigsaw's running well on the inside, too. But look at Always Away, widest of all. And he gallops out past the winner.
Yeah, Jigsaw had a weird trip. He was, when you hit the far turn, it looked like Jigsaw was going to be about fifth. And to his credit, he battled back. I just think the post today is just such a huge turnaround for Jigsaw. He took all the worst of it last time. I don't really think he liked the slop either. I thought he was fighting it a little bit. Right. You see the maiden win 2 back on a dry land, which we're certainly going to get out there today, and Jigsaw just hummed. So I think he's in a good spot here today. This is good, though. We don't have a lot of matching going on. You've got the 6 King Filiero for Kathleen O'Connell. I didn't know what to make of him. He runs off the screen at Tampa. I don't know, big deal.
Exactly, big deal. But I'm very familiar with the way Jose Ferrer rides, and it's just when you get him on the lead, there's not anybody that's going to catch him, and this is what happened here. And Tyler Gaffleone, he can see that, and let's pop the field.
I will say this about this horse. Kathleen fires over at Tampa and does a good job. They've probably got a slew of races over at Tampa for this horse. She's going to ship him 4 hours across the state for a big purse in a spot where he can't be claimed. So there is some confidence there, and I think that's worth noting. Race number 7, 5 on the Tapeta here, and a starter optional claimer. These are 3-year-olds. Full field, a field of 7, no scratches, no changes, nothing going on here. The 3 are legal tender. They're going to have to probably catch this horse, right?
Yeah, I would assume so. That was a quick first quarter that he rattled off last time. Now, the first and the second place runners, it was a big separation between 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th.
Yeah.
And that was including this horse here. But I just think that this second time sprinting Tapeta, here we go.
Yeah, and he cut back. You hear us talk about it time and time again. When you cut back from a route to a sprint on Tapeta, you get usually run off your feet. This horse went 44-1. They bet General Ledger that day like he couldn't lose, and sure as heck he didn't lose and couldn't lose. I'm on the outside, El Chateau here, Armando de la Cerda. I thought he ran pretty well on the cutback with Lasix last time, and what was really a very fast race for the level.
It was, and see, the 1 and the 7 are the 2 horses I dropped in my pick 5 to try to make room. If you have a bigger budget, add those in, because I agree. Those were just the 2 that I cut.
You went 3 deep in here, right?
2
deep.
Just
okay.
3.5, yeah.
Okay, so you would have been up to $72, and that's a little bit much, but it's a very competitive field here. I think there's a lot going on, and it does look like a spread race, or a little bit of it at least, and maybe something where you can try to get a little funky. Race number 8 now, 5 furlongs on the turf here. Fillies and mares 4 and up, which I've never won to. The tag is 50, unfortunately for my partner, and really unfortunate for me too. Queen Karima, her best bet is out. I have my long shot in here. Right. That's not really going to be the case when you take a 2-1 out, at least on the morning line. So Samantha scratches into the 4. Busy morning, getting back to turf for the first time for Jorge Abreu off this long layoff.
Yeah, so 3rd start in the form cycle. At least this horse, she's back. I think probably at her top fitness level. Right. The 6 furlong win on the Belmont turf course was a good one. It was against state breds. I get that. I'm not saying I'm not saying I'm running to the windows on her. I do scratch into her, and to me it was somebody had to be second.
Right.
But I do like the way this barn is heading. Yeah. I like Tyler getting aboard this horse here. I think it's going to be too sharp, but we'll see.
Oddly enough, my long shot gets helped with the scratch. The price certainly doesn't, but Delta Charm with Paco has got to go here. And you look at the Delaware races. I know Delaware, it's a turf course. It's a lot of times horses don't stop there. She showed speed. She's going to get back to the turf for the first time since those 2 runs in August.
Yeah, and those were big wins,
too.
I mean, regardless of where you run, when you win like that, kind of like the Kathleen O'Connell runner earlier, you have to consider them.
No, and she did. she won the race on 13 days rest too, so you got to give her a little golf clap for that as well. Wise and Elegant certainly in the mix is probably, well, I would assume is going to definitely be favored now with Irad and Jane Sabelli. That Laurel race was good. I mean, I don't know about her running style today though.
Yeah, she could be behind the 8 ball, and it seems like she's kind of lost a little bit of her early foot.
Her fastball is what you're
Yeah,
looking
there
for
you go. She did, yeah. There you go.
All right. Well, you played softball, so you get that.
There you go.
One ball thing that you get there. The 9th, okay, it's a good one. 6.5 on the fast main track. It's a maiden optional claimer. Florida breds don't have to be in for the tag. We got the G with the circle on the 6th. Flat cap will be a gelding. Take note of that. First start for Terry Pompey. We are on the same horse. I was on a Tendre last time. I think I had him at like 5-2 on the line. They just didn't bet him at all.
No, it was weird, yeah.
Which was weird. He got a big pedigree. The Dam won the Any Limit and the House Party right over here back in the day. He ran really well.
Yeah, let's show the replay because it was a big effort, and Mighty Mekong was a strong runner. That the race 2 back that Mighty Mekong was in, I think, is kind of proving to be a pretty key race. This horse came into this race with only 2 works showing on the page. Now, probably not, but here's the thing with this horse. He now has a race under his belt. Look at how game he was, and that was on the rail as well. This is a horse that I feel like the Jacks Are Better farm. They kind of take their time a little bit. They're not in a big hurry to rush their horses, and this is going to be a live effort today, I think. And it's my single to things.
He was good. The rail was good that day. I did have a plus rail that day on the main track, which is, we ran enough races that day where I think you could get a feel that was good down there. The horse that was his pace rival that he was dueling with was 6th. And he was 2nd and didn't want to give it up. That was a really good effort. I think he does move forward today, Samantha. I think they have him to catch. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Yeah.
Arrogancy would not win this race normally. This is a good group for him. I'll say that.
Yep, I will. He looked like a winner in that race with Hades, and then Hades just demolished him, and then we're going to see Hades tomorrow in the Holy Bull. You saw what he did when he stretched out. Hard to trust. Yeah,
and he's slow, but this might be a race where he catches the group at the right time. Let's show the Monopoly man here when he was working with Jack Sisterson's horse, Daring Reason, who didn't really have a fair go of it yesterday. Didn't really run this. You could talk about this as a former exercise rider. This is not very good.
Okay, so he lost his iron. It broke, is what I'm presuming here. The exercise rider Ryan, he's capable enough to put his foot back in the iron if he loses it. So I would say he lost it. He's bouncing all over him. You see him on the inside there, and it's let me tell you this from experience, it's very difficult to breeze a horse with one stirrup, and this just goes to show the athleticism from our exercise riders and jockeys. It's hard to do. At the end of that work, he ends up just kicking his other foot out of the iron, so that way he's got a bit of leverage. I mentioned this with Daring Reason yesterday, who didn't really run that great, but that was 2 turns on the grass.
Yeah.
That's a quick work for Palm Meadows.
Okay. Daring Reason broke slow too, but he didn't run that well. That's very fair. They paid $85 for this horse. He's a big beast who stands for 2, and the big beasts have sold well. So, sneak preview. I would assume it's going to be a massive favorite in here. They paid $350 for Al Gold paid $350. It's Brittany Russell. It's Irad.
Yeah, it would be. I can't see anything from this horse, so I don't know. I do know that the Dam was really good won first and second out on the dirt. So this horse could just be down the road.
Kazan was a good New York bred. Won 4 stakes up there on the East Coast. So she was good, and they're going to bet this horse today. Irad is here. Samantha said it. I mean, not that I'm an expert, but you can't see any of the works. The June 18th gate drill looked pretty good on paper.
Yeah, I will say this. I think maybe the Arrogate. I'm not a huge fan of the Arrogate babies. I'm just really not. I'm not a fan of how they look. Hopefully he got more of the Dam in him, but we'll see in the finale. Yeah,
tote board race as well, because this is a horse, again, supposed to be very, very live and taking a lot of money. That's 9 of them for you. Let's get to the lightning round quickly here before we send it up to Pete. Fridays now, and we've been doing it for a while, but of course Fridays also now the Tropical Turf Pick 3. You've got that ticket. 15% base wager. $3 minimum. What a bet it is.
Yep, 2, 5, and 8 today. Trust me, it's not easy at all. Best of luck if you're playing.
The Florida Derby card ends, or the Holy Bull card ends with the Holy Bull tomorrow, and that is on the path to the Florida Derby and 2-year-old champion Fierceness. I'll get there eventually. Watch him at our sister track, Santa Anita, sewing up a championship.
Yeah, not going to get the price on this horse like you did in the Breeders' Cup.
He probably will be 1-9 in this race tomorrow, 1-5. The scary thing, and you've heard me say it, and I said it in our video as well, the scary thing is this was Fierceness's first start on a fast main track, and that's what he did.
Yeah, he just does things so easy. It's freaky, really, how easy he does them, and we talked about it. I really think he's more of an athlete than Forte was, and that's scary.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious because he's got more gears and more tactical speed.
Yep.
And whereas I actually talked about this last night on a podcast. Listen, Forte was awesome, and he was a champion. But Forte, I don't want to say needed help, but Fierceness makes his own race.
He does, and Fierceness has gears.
Yes.
You shift one and boom, you're gone. So.
Whereas, we saw it in the Curlin Florida Derby last year where Forte looped the field and looped the Kentucky Derby winner in Mage, and that was awesome. But, Forte lagged a little bit. That's not what you get with Fierceness.
Nope, and the horse can be rated, too. It's going to be a fun race tomorrow.
Exciting to see him back tomorrow. Best bet. I'm the Beat the Expert tomorrow, so I've got a lot of opinions on that card. I hope I don't take to race 12 to get a win.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Pegasus Day. Yes, last week we had the winner.
That was you?
Well, I think I might have had one winner before that. But anyway, Beat the Expert. Make sure to sign up.
Yeah.
It's a fun card tomorrow. Again, we've got our late pick 5 thoughts out there, so we'll tweet it out. It's a fun sequence. We have some replays in that video too, so check it out.
If you're on track, you're playing for $500, get over there in Silks and sign up at home on the website, $50. Your best bet today? You lost your best bet.
I did lose my best bet.
Mine's in a good spot in race number 5 because that kind of splits all these horizontals in half. Looks lucky to me. It would probably be a short number in there.
I've got my long shot in there, actually.
Okay.
That's the 7 Verdue Girl.
All right, I like it. And my long shot is in race 8. That's Delta Charm, but that's probably out the window in a big way with Samantha's best bet out of there, Queen Karima at 2-1. So happy to have you aboard on 9. Pete's upstairs, not a lot to do, and we like that. Very few scratches and changes on the card. Back here for the opener shortly.